Hello, random kitten. What a strange circumstance it is that you're in this house. Hello, well, good golly gracious gosh, I've got lots of things to talk to you about today of many and gubbled topics. Gubbled? That was a cross between the words garbled and I don't know what else. Anyway, so I've got lots of things to talk to you about of various and gubbled topics. I got a message asking why I haven't done a video in a while, and the reasons are many, and so this is a bit of an update video which I'm going to edit a lot less than I usually do because I want to get it out on time, which means there'll be lots of pauses and So, what have I been doing? Well, I've actually got quite a few things to tell you about that you can yourself experience. Well, first of all, you will notice that my hair is a bit too long and looks a little bit sort of mad professorial. That is because I have been not cutting it, just in case they needed me to do any retakes, because I'm in a thing. I'm in a thing that you can go and see. I'm in a live play. Wait a minute, Dave, you said retakes. Doesn't that imply you're in a film? Well, yes, because I'm in Return to the Forbidden Planet. That's right, I'm still going on about this. You'll remember that I've been going on about this quite a lot recently, and as you'll know if you watch those videos, that show has ended. But there are those in the world, such as myself, who keep the flame alive for Return to the Forbidden Planet, and one of those people is directing a community theatre version of it in Milton Keynes. That's Keynes, K-E-Y-N. It is, at time of recording, Thursday afternoon. It's almost certain that you won't see this video until at least the first performance has already finished, but if you happen to be in or around Milton Keynes and you want to see a play that is music and noisy and has got me on a big screen talking to you in a suit, and you want some money to go to charity, then you might want to go and see this. So here are the details, I've got them on my phone. It starts today, that is Thursday the 30th of July 2015, and it's on at 7:30 p.m. at the Chrysalis Theatre, Milton Keynes. I don't know where that is, but if you're in Milton Keynes you might. If not, Google Maps! And it runs until Saturday, with a Saturday matinee at 2:30 p.m. And it is by Click, a community theatre group who have, by the way, managed to find actor-musicians to play the parts. So, if you remember my video, they'll be doing the thing I described, where the actual cast are also the band. That's exciting. The show supports Watford Mencap Children's Centre, the Chrysalis Camp Hill Community, I think it's Camp Hill unless it's Camphil, I don't know, and Milton Keynes Children's Hospital. So lots of children getting help with things. That's good, you should go and see that. That's why I haven't made videos in a while. I actually have been making videos, but for that show. So if you want to see them, you can go and see that. If you're still confused about the distinction I seem to be continually failing to draw between live theatre and a recorded video, it is because the narrator in Return to the Forbidden Planet is portrayed on a giant screen in video form. Originally, I say originally, in what is generally sort of conceived to be the original version, but there was development. Originally, it was performed by Patrick Moore, as shown here. Patrick Moore, Patrick Moore, Patrick Moore, Patrick Moore, Patrick Moore. And in the more recent version that I told you guys about, it was Brian May, out of off of Queen. And now it's me, for like 3 days only. So if you fancy that, and you're in Milton Keynes, or you can get there, do that. Go and see that. That is, time-wise, the most urgent of the things that I'm involved in. The next one, you've got a couple of days to get sorted out, and it is this. On the 1st of August, a very interesting new thing is going to start on the internet. And it's interesting if you like audiobooks. You know about audiobooks, of course. They're very much a part of life now. But if you're anything like me, then there is something missing. You download a podcast, you press play, you listen to it, and that's it. But are you a nostalgic sort? Because I am, and that means that I miss an aspect of just this sort of thing, which you don't have anymore, and it's this. Can you hear the sound? Do you already know what it is? Just by the sound? Then you're the sort of person I'm talking to today. Because what do I have here? Ooh, tapes, isn't it? Oh, do you remember these? For many of my viewers, this will be an extremely nostalgic sort of a thing to be looking at. And for those of you too young to know what it is, you should know what it is. But if you don't, then, well, I'm going to introduce you to it now. These are tapes, I tell you, children. These tapes all happen to be tapes that I recorded myself. Because I grew up loving tapes. And as a result, I remain a lover of tapes. I really, really, really love them. What's on them? Oh, here's something I recorded off the radio. No, not a mixtape of the top 40, but the musical Scrooge. This one here is called Holiday 96-2, The Actual Holidays, which was made on a little portable tape recorder that I took with me on a holiday, and we had a nice time. This one, what's this one? Ah, this one is Sonic PC including Sonic Boom, which was my way of saying that I've recorded the American soundtrack to Sonic CD onto a cassette using my PC version of the game. This one is called The Magic Tomato and was recorded in about 1992, and that's exactly the sort of name you'd expect me to give a tape in about 1992, isn't it? And then what's this one? This one is Crank Tech 1 by Colin R. Parsons. This one is called Let's Pretend and Magic Swing, two records that my grandparents had. Let's Pretend is a tape of children's songs, one of which is racist.
Wah wah, eagle woggle, wriggle woggle way. Maybe that's what Eskimos say.
I probably just put a clip of it on the video, didn't I? Because I don't think they'll pull my video for playing that, because I have absolutely not been capable of finding out any information about the existence of that record whatsoever. So here's the one I was going to draw your attention to. Crank Tech 1 by Colin R. Parsons. This is the point of what I'm saying now. On August the 1st, you are going to be able to get this from Audiobooks on tape.com. This is a fun idea, and I narrate this one. Look, if you don't believe me, there you go. What you do is you go to the website, and you can go there now. It's just a big countdown, but you know, you can keep the tab open for like a day, can't you? So that's audiobooksontape.com, or if it's past the 1st of August when you watch this, then you can already go there. You find an audiobook that you fancy, you buy it, and you get sent this, which is the audiobook on tape. Or is it? No, it isn't. You don't need it because you're going, well, I don't have a tape player, I can't listen to that then. Yes, you can, because it's a USB stick. So if you're like me and you miss these and you want to listen to tapes again, but you can't be bothered buying a tape player, go over to audiobooksontape.com, get one of these, slam it home, listen to the audiobook. It's by In-Ear Entertainment, who are good folk, and so they know what you want. So what happens is, when you find the audiobook you want and you buy it, they send you the tape, but also you can download it straight away, so you don't have to actually wait for the tape to arrive before you listen to it. So I've narrated that one. That is a full-length, some of them are short stories, some of them are full-length books. That's a full-length children's book, which I've narrated. It's called Crank Tech 1 by Colin R. Parsons. It features a great big white robot loose on the streets of Cardiff, and everyone assumes that it's part of a filming of a Doctor Who episode, but actually it's a real big white robot. And it also features the first time I've had to do a Geordie and or Welsh accent. So, you are all welcome to listen to it, except for my in-laws, who actually are Welsh, and are not allowed to listen to it. Other people who are actually Welsh are allowed to listen to it, but you know, you have to draw the line somewhere, don't you? So there you go, that's two things you can go and have a look at, isn't it? Return to the Forbidden Planet in Milton Keynes and audiobooksontape.com from In-Ear Entertainment. But even that isn't all I've been up to in the last few weeks. You'll notice I haven't been putting out very many Torment videos or Way of Kings videos either, and that is because I have been working on songs. I can confirm that I will once again be doing my live show.
Diddly dark, so diddly dark, it's dark.
In Leicester at Alcon this year. So if you missed it the last two times, then you can come along and see it this time. And I'm giving you enough warning this time. You've got a month to sort this out. So I am on Saturday the 5th of September at 12 p.m. in the Level 1 bar at De Montfort University in Leicester. So there you go, look up Alcon. It's going from the 5th to the 7th. Brendel will be there. I'm pretty sure Channel Awesome is there, which means Doug Walker. Little Kuribo and the Abridgers are going to be there, and chiefly, lots of people are going to be there who I don't know who they are, but you probably do, because you're all down and with it, and hip and young, and you know about anime things way more than I do. So go and have a look at the Alcon schedule. There's stuff to do there. So in order to get ready to do another live show, I'm trying to get some original music ready that I can perform there. And I've got a good one in the works that I'm quite enjoying. Hopefully I can get it done in time. They take ages, and I've got a month, so we'll see. I just spilt my tea down my shirt. I wonder if you can see it. No. Oh, I could have got away with that. Look at this, I haven't shaved my face. Do you know why I haven't shaved my face? Because nothing in the bathroom makes sense. In fact, nothing in the flat at all makes sense at the moment, and that is because of the final thing that happened to prevent me from doing videos. Because in the last couple of days, I was going to put some videos out, and I didn't because of this. You know what happened, don't you, if you've been watching my channel? A kitten showed up. Yeah, someone's kitten appeared. I don't know whose kitten it is yet. To set the scene, a kitten came bolting into a shop on a busy road in the middle of Manchester, like in the Northern Quarter. It was quite a busy road sort of an area. And it just started, and it was panicking. There was traffic outside, so it was climbing up the walls and it was scared. It was just a little tiny kitten. So some conversation was had among the staff and customers about what to do with this kitten, because you can't just sort of put it out of the door and hope that its owner goes, oh, there's the kitten that I had just a minute ago, it's now on this road, because that's a dangerous road. There's cars and buses and things and motorbikes. It's sort of terribly scary. It can be scary for pedestrians, never mind kitten pedestrians. Obviously the key thing to do is to find out whose kitten this is, because it's a domesticated kitten. It didn't have a collar on, but it did turn out to be really well behaved and litter tray trained and all of that sort of thing. So what this kitten needed was somewhere to be and be looked after until such a time as its owners could be discovered. So what happened was it ended up here. That's why there's a video of the kitten hiding in my bookshelf. When it first got here it was really scared because, you know, it had been put in a cardboard box and the box held shut with quite big gaps. Don't worry, there were air holes. It was mostly whole. In fact, this is why my wife had to kind of like hold it like this as best she could to keep it contained on the way home. And of course the plan, if such a thing there really was, because there kind of wasn't, was for us to just sort of look after it for a few hours until someone showed up and said that it was theirs, at which point we would, you know, drive to them with it. So I called the RSPCA, I called a cat protection charity, which I think is called Cat Protection or something like that, and they both told me differing versions of the same story. There are websites where you put the information about a found pet and then their owners put in information about missing pets and it connects them up and then they go, oh, that one's mine, and then they get in touch with you. Well, that was a couple of nights ago and nobody's got in touch with me yet. But anyway, so this kitten had to stay overnight, and we realised at that moment that our flat is not suitable for that. It does not support animal life. The layout is wrong, the size is all wrong, the fact that it isn't on the ground floor is all wrong. It's all wrong. There we were, sat in sweltering heat, which wouldn't have been sweltering if we could just open a window, or the door we've got over there, you might have seen in the Ocarina of Time video in the background, which just has a sort of a thin railing-y sort of a mesh, which would simply not have prevented a kitten, an exploring kitten, from just slipping through and falling down. And yes, I know cats can fall down, but I think it's quite high up even for that, especially for a kitten, like a new kitten. It wasn't brand new, it wasn't like, why is this away from its mother new, but it's small. And as I say, and as you saw, it was at first really quite scared and bewildered, didn't know what was going on.
Is it warm there?
I'm pleased to report that by the end of the evening it had warmed to us very well and was, you know, rolling over to get its tummy scratched and things like this. So everything was fine with us and the kitten, except the place, our flat. It had its litter tray and its food bowl here in my book corner because there's nowhere else to put things like that. Because we've used up all the space, because this isn't the sort of place where we expected an animal to live. And, you know, I didn't like putting what it eats and its litter tray in the same place, but we had to. And then, of course, if you've ever kept a cat, but when a cat uses the litter tray, it then, you know, it then rakes the litter over what it's left behind to cover it up. But they're not very good at that, and especially new ones aren't very good at that. So actually what they do is they just sort of grab fistfuls of litter and just throw them all around the room. So, you know, it's just all over the floor, and everything had to be cleared out of the way. And finally, when we were going to go to bed, we had to make the executive decision of where in the flat to shut it so that it could do the least damage to itself and to the flat. And after consulting with various cat-owning people, including the charity that I mentioned earlier, it turns out that a good place to keep the cat is in the bathroom. I know, it sounds cruel, I know, but no, we checked. We checked with the charity, it's fine. Well, it's not fine, it's like good. It's like a good idea. I don't know why. I think maybe because... Well, I don't know why. Because it's an enclosed space. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, because the floor is waterproof, that's one thing, or at least easily wipe downable. Because nervous cats are not quite as careful to use the litter tray in all circumstances as they would ordinarily be. So anyway, put a kitten in the bathroom, and of course what happens is you are able to learn amazing new lessons about how many objects you have in the bathroom. For instance, you close the door having completely cleared it out of things, and there's still somehow a crash. And you go, well, what's it found? And you go in and you go, oh yes, of course, that whole line of bottles on the windowsill. I didn't even see that because, you know, it's just part you see it every day, you just blank it out. So then you take all of those out and you leave the room and then you close the door and then you hear a crash. You go, well, now what's it found? And you go in, oh yes, that set of bottles over there because, yeah, I'd forgotten about them because they're just part of the decoration. So finally we actually removed everything from the bathroom and we haven't put it all back in yet, so my shaver isn't in there, so I couldn't shave. I'll find it, it'll turn up somewhere. Right, so that happened, and now I'm sure you are wondering what has become of this kitten. A possible majority of the comments that I got on Twitter about the kitten, and on the comments to the video that I posted about it, were things along the lines of, now you've got a kitten, and congratulations, this kitten has chosen you to be its people. Which is a lovely sentiment, and I thank you all for making it, but it it wasn't to be. We can't keep a kitten here. We were prepared to, you know, allow it to be in the space that is our locked box, that is our flat, so that it didn't run away and get into even more peril. But it can't be here. It can't live here. Nothing here is right for a cat. You know, we've got the. I mean, for one thing, this seems like nothing, but like the floors are shiny. Cats can't like that, surely. They like to be able to kind of grip the floor. But quite apart from anything else, more or less nothing is comfortable here, even for a cat. The pipes all go through the walls instead of the floor, as far as I'm aware, so there's no warm patches for a cat to sleep on. There's nowhere in the flat that we were prepared to make our designated smelly area, so, you know, where you would put the food and litter tray and just allow the cat to be the most. Honestly, it wasn't even a smelly cat, but the whole flat just reeked within moments of having it, because we couldn't open the windows, because if it got out of any of them, then it would fall to its death. Maybe if we'd moved in here with keeping a pet in mind, then we would have sort of sorted things out along those lines. But we've absolutely made it so that there is dangerous stuff just everywhere at ground level, no matter where you turn. There's like a nest of electronic things that I'm looking at right over there that's just buzzing and hot and dangerous, and quite apart from anything else, and this is selfish, I know, but remember, I didn't decide to have a kitten. It's a lot of valuable things that this cat could damage. I've got some old annuals down there, and my Return to the Forbidden Planet brochures collected over the years. I've got my collection of tapes over here, which it's weed on. It missed the tapes. The tapes were a little bit higher up, but you know, it just, you know? No, perhaps one day I will be more of a nurturer than a collector, but that day is not today, so it wasn't to be. However, you will be happy to know that the kitten is being looked after until its owners can be found. Advertisements have been posted on everything we can think of. We've told various vets and charities and the RSPCA and things like that, so if anyone gets in touch with more or less anyone at this point saying that they've lost this kitten, then they will be matched with us. They'll be put in contact with us. And that hasn't happened, which makes one think that this may be an abandoned kitten, which is weird, because it's lovely and friendly and well trained. That's the thing. It knows about litter trays. It knows about, you know, getting tickled in the ways that domesticated cats do. So this is a cat that's been treated well and then abandoned. Or then it escaped. This is why we thought that maybe it had escaped. But we took it to the vet and we had it scanned for a chip and it hasn't got one. Now, not everyone, presumably you have to pay to get a chip put in a kitten, so not everyone can afford to do it, but it hasn't been done here, so it's really, really difficult to track down whether anyone owns this kitten, unless they get in touch with us. There's nothing more that we can do. Which means there's nothing we can do to get rid of the thing. So, what we've done is we have found a nice couple who are way more prepared than we are and way more well situated than we are to look after this kitten. We went round to their house to check. We looked around their house and it's perfect. I grew up with cats. My family's got a cat now, so I know enough about cats and the keeping of them to know that this house is perfect for a cat to be in. This fella is on his way to an actual home. Our flat is not equipped to keep a cat, but we know somebody who has a house that is. So that's where we're off.
You okay, buddy? Oh, yeah.
Right, YouTube, here's how you know that this is a good house for this cat. All this stuff was here anyway. This box, nothing, it isn't anything, it's just an empty box. That was already here. Perfect size for this kitten to just go in and be like, I found a secret place that the owners of this house have no idea is here. Unbeknownst to them, I found out that there's a box I can fit in it.
Hey.
And it's already settled down a lot. It's considerably less. He, we know it's a he now, we've been to the vet, and he is considerably less sort of fretful here than he was when he first arrived at our place, wasn't he? He was only there overnight, and he'd settled down by the end of that, but he's straight away fine here.
Yeah.
Which, given that it took us a half-hour drive with him in his box to get here, is quite impressive. It's got multiple rooms to clamber about in, it's got all sorts of things to clamber about on. It's got a special little cupboard under the stairs for the litter tray to go in, so when it throws its litter all over the place, it's contained. They don't have to worry about, you know, finding it in other rooms and things. So, that's where the kitten is currently staying until an owner is found. Not here. So, to all kitten lovers out there, rest assured that the kitten is now being kept better than it would be here by me, and in a better place, and it's just having a nice time. And until then, the kitten will be fine. And if it turns out that there is no owner, or that the owner was someone who deliberately threw this kitten out of a car, and that's what it was doing in the middle of the traffic, then everyone else may rest assured that the kitten is completely fine. So, I'll leave you now. I believe that's everything I was going to tell you about. I will have to continue working on music in time for Alcon, so the videos may be sparse over the next few weeks, but I'll see what I can do. There's already another Torment one filmed, so I have to edit it, but that's a long job. And I shall leave you now with some footage of the kitten, because that's what you're here for, really, so bye!
There you go. Tickle his belly.
They say wah wah, iggly woggly way. Iggly woggly, iggly woggly, iggly woggly, iggly woggly, iggly woggly way.